Stoneheads and Johos. Finally, we're getting to the point in the MCU where it starts looking like everything we know. We got billionaire playboys, green rage monsters, and gods with serious daddy's issues. And this is the MCFU Podcast.
Heroes in the sky, making villains cry. They're saving the day with a wink to the eye. With powers combined, they'll never say die. In this Marvel world, we can all fly high.
Welcome back, guys. This is the MCFU Podcast, the show that explains Marvel's grand timeline with the maturity of Deadpool and the accuracy of a drunk history teacher. Today we're in the modern pre-Avengers era. That's pretty much all the movies except Avengers. It's the foreplay leading up to the big team-up. But, as you can see what I got here, sometimes it's okay to get yourself in the right mindset. And if you need anything, well, you know what's happening now. It's dead, man.
I hear somebody say they need to get high.
Dude, I need to get high. It's dead. Where can I go?
Oh, I know a place.
And as I showed Mr. Stones that day, this was the magical place to get all of the highest grade cannabis flower, pre-rolls, vaporizers, concentrates, edibles, topicals, accessories, gummies, creams, and so much more. Just take a little trip down to 4656 Onondaga Boulevard, Syracuse, New York, and get some bud from our bud, Joe, at Joe's Buds. Maybe you can be our bud too.
So like I said, if you need some herbal remedies, if you want to partake in some hippie calories, head on down to Onondaga Boulevard in Syracuse. Go see our buds at Joe's Buds. So, this is the part of the Marvel timeline where Marvel tested the waters, introduced us to a bunch of sexy loners, and hoped, fingers crossed, audience wouldn't notice Edward Norton turning into Mark Ruffalo. Alright, so, first part we have, the guy who let us all off, Tony Stark, Playboy to prisoner. So in 2008, Iron Man, billionaire Tony Stark, weapons dealer, alcoholic, professional douchebag. Well, he's kidnapped in Afghanistan, builds a mech suit in a cave with spare parts, basically the greatest episode of Mythbusters ever. And he comes home, announces, I am Iron Man at a press conference, and boom, the MCU was born. Fun fact, Iron Man is the most relatable hero because he's proof that with unlimited money, crippling trauma, and an AI assistant who enables your drinking, you can too be a superhero. So a few months later, in 2008, Hulk smash. Careers. Okay, so, same year, Incredible Hulk, Edward Norton is Bruce Banner. I liked him better than Eric Bana. That's different. It was a different movie. He turns green, smashes Harlem like it owes him rent money. Like, I would not want him to be the super of my apartment. Just saying. But here's the kicker. After one movie, Marvel was like, you know what, Ed? You're kind of high maintenance. We're gonna swap you out. And suddenly, Bruce Banner now looks like Mark Ruffalo. No explanation, no cosmic rift, nothing changed his DNA, just new face, deal with it. They did the thing a little bit later on with Rhodey, with Don Cheadle being cast over Terrence Howard, but we'll get to that later. Segment 3, our third segment of this part of the timeline. The Asgardian god of thunder, Thor. And he's got daddy issues in 3D. So a few years later, in 2011, we get Thor, son of Odin, god of thunder, Abs of Valhalla, But Thor's whole story is basically, Daddy grounds him for being a brat. So Odin banishes Thor to Earth, strips him of his powers, and kind of teaches him some humility by dating Natalie Portman. Like, I definitely got grounded more than my fair share as a child. Never once did they give me a smoking hot genius Harvard graduate. Like, my parents kind of dropped the ball there. You have to have a talk with my mom. Which is, let's be real, is probably less humiliating than, just being grounded to your room and probably spending a few hours by yourself. But we won't talk about it. Meanwhile, Loki discovers he's adopted. He's actually a frost giant, which explains his whole personality for being evil. And instead of getting therapy, like a normal adult, he decides, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to take over Earth. Because especially early on, Marvel villains don't go to therapy. They go to New York. Alright, our fourth part of this. This is besides Coulson. So, in the first Iron Man movie, we were introduced to a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent named Phil Coulson. Phil Coulson kind of was the thread along with Nick Fury and his Avengers Initiative. Let's not forget, he is the man, the one-eyed captain of this ship, Nick Fury, played by the iconic Samuel L. Jackson. And he shows up at our first ever post-credit scene in the MCU. And he's like, you think you're the only superhero? Bitch, please. From there on, he's lurking in the shadows, forming the Avengers Initiative. And apparently, blowing S.H.I.E.L.D's budget on trench coats and glass-walled conference rooms. Basically, Fury's the cool uncle who shows up at Thanksgiving, buys you a lot of presents, tell you he's starting a band, and then recruits half your family for it. He's kind of me. He's me. Right? So then, by the end of this era, this is what we have so far. We have a billionaire in a flying tin can, a rage monster with anger issues and a new face, a literal god with family drama that would make Jerry Springer blush, and a spy boss pulling strings from the shadows. All the puzzle pieces are here. We're all here. And then at the very, very end, the end credits scene for Captain America. We kind of talked about Captain America, what was it, last episode, 2 episodes ago. He wakes up, and at the end of that movie, cuts to essentially at the end of Thor. And now, so we got a World War II soldier, we got Hulk, we got an Iron Man, we got a god, and then we have 2 S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. Those are our Avengers. Is that going to work? Well, our next stop is Loki's going to open a wormhole over New York, and the Avengers finally assemble for the first time. Cue the explosions, order the shawarma, and Marvel finally is flexing its box office muscles. And that's our pre-Avengers era. Billionaires, banished gods, and big rage boners. Green rage boners. I think that's what I'll call this. Billionaires, banished gods, and big green rage boners. All warming us up for the first ever superhero team crossover that actually got it all right. We're going full Avengers Assemble, and it's the Phase 1 finale. Aliens, team-up banter, and the birth of Marvel's obsession with mid-credit scenes. This has been the MCFU Podcast. Subscribe, share, tell your mom, and remember, if a billionaire says, I am Iron Man, run, because he's likely to blow up the next city. Catch you next time.